being a regular there excited me more in college than losing my virginity.
See, that'll get my windows tinted. Welcome to the Down Bad Podcast, a podcast for the loverboys, the crashout cuties, and the hoes on the path of healing. This is a show that celebrates the good, the bad, the ugly, the down bad. I messed it all up, but the point is, I'm Quincy Yeoman.
And I'm Chris Mejia. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's good, y'all?
Yes.
This is just, once again, we are here to gather to celebrate.
Here to gather. The church.
We're here to gather. Welcome, congregation.
I know.
We're gathered here today.
If you want to turn to the person to your right, give them an amen.
There will actually be an offering plate that will be passing by. If you're watching this on your TV or computer, there's actually going to be a little animation, little figure that's going to be coming up on the corner of your screen. And he's going to say that if you don't donate, that something really bad's going to happen to you.
It's going to virus your computer. It's going to be like, oh, you just won. It kind of reminds me, did you see that movie, The Beekeeper?
No.
Oh,
is that with Jason Statham?
Yes.
Where he's like, no, I'm not, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really, I'm indifferent about Jason Statham. I don't hate him.
Okay.
But I'm never like, Jason Statham. I'm like, yeah, he's like, exists.
Yeah. Well, I'm not like, okay, so I'm kind of a fan of who he is because I saw this really, the way he decorated his house is incredible. And he took a very hands-on approach. I'm a low-key design head. I don't know if you know this, interior design. But he like picked,
I mean, that makes sense. Like your place is very well designed,
yeah,
so that tracks.
Our studio is my home.
No, whatever place we're in.
I know. Yeah. You're like, yeah, I love the. But he like handpicked, and he just has a really nice, beautiful, clean aesthetic for one of his homes in Malibu.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'm a fan. But a friend was like, you have to see Beekeeper. You have to see Beekeeper. But highly recommend fun action movie.
Okay, because I do like a fun action movie. I will say, one time I got high and tried to watch John Wick 3. And turns out when you're high, violence isn't dope.
Well, John Wick, the amount of like gunshots per second.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And when you get high, your sound, like you become more sensitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Like as soon as I get high, I'm like, oh my gosh, turn the TV down. Like I'm like, we're like the neighbors can hear us. And it's like on 20. And I'm like, this thing is booming. And I literally blow out my ears every day with music with my headphones, and I'm like, still
I remember
like that.
one of the first times I got high, I took way too much.
Classic.
And I smoked an entire joint. And I remember because I lived in this apartment in Northgate in Seattle, and I like to walk far away enough from the buildings. It was like basically, it wasn't even like a 5-minute walk. But I smoked the joint, and I just kept, because I just thought, one joint, one person.
I mean, yeah, that's how some do it. But a joint, like 1 gram per person, that's a lot in one sitting.
And I remember trying to walk back to the building was maybe a 2 to 3 minute walk max. I felt like Frodo going to Mordor, whatever the fuck. It felt like that because it was like, I remember when I got to the front door, I was like, I made it.
You are like one of the funniest people high.
Thank you.
I will say as a stoner, it's like, there's a lot of people where you're like, okay, if they're like not as much of a smoker as me, I don't want to get high with them. But you are genuinely, for someone who does not get high often, one of the funnest stoners ever.
Because when I get drunk, I get very in my feelings, and I like to tell everyone how I feel about them.
When you're drunk.
Yeah, when I'm drunk. And then
only when you're drunk.
Only when that might be toxic.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say all the time. You like to But I guess, yeah.
No, as I've gotten older, it's become all the time.
Okay.
Before, when I was in my 20s, it was not like that.
Same. I was feelings only when drunk.
Yeah.
That's what your 20s were for back in our day.
I don't think I shook off a lot of the toxic masculinity that I had until my late 20s.
Yeah.
Like once I got to like 27. And even then, I don't even think I was like quote unquote toxic masculinity, but more of just like ignorant masculine traits and behaviors that no matter what kind of guy you are in your upbringing that you just have because of society. And me more so because I grew up in fucking Florida.
Yeah.
And especially like grew up like religious and conservative, and they went to college and like shook that off, but it was still like you're in Tampa.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different place.
Right.
It's a different place.
But but then once I got to my later 20s, that's when I feel like I started to shed a lot of that and embrace like who I really was, or at least begin the first stages of that.
Yeah. Well, not to be a total astro head, but there is a cosmic thing that happens every so often in your life. A Saturn return. There's more than one, but like it is around that, like depending on where you're planning to start, 27, 29 time. And so a lot of people do experience both a lot of loss and exponential growth in that time.
Oh.
But I mean, also if you want to point to the real science, your frontal lobe becomes real at 25.
That's true.
So then
that's fair.
When you start thinking more analytically and then those decisions. So it's, across the board. As a man of science, which I think we all saw that I am just then, there's some evidence that makes sense.
Well, so that actually reminds me of a friend of mine. I showed them my chart and they pointed out to me that I had 3 retrogrades when I was born, like in my chart. And I've actually been meaning to tell you that to see if that explains a lot about me or if that's like a whatever kind of thing.
I feel like that explains why we're friends. We're both, born out of the concrete. Shit.
We're both roses that
the lotus flower through the concrete. Believe that. All right. I'm not even
How many
joking.
retrogrades do you have in your chart?
I don't know, but like my whole birth story in general, like I was like one of very few babies that even survived at the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. And like was not supposed to live born incredibly sick and like was adopted, all this stuff. Crazy.
So my mom told me, that reminds me, my mom told me that before they had me, the doctors basically told my dad that he was infertile. So they thought Jonathan, my older brother, was going to be an only child. And then I happened. So my mom was like, wow. Oh, you were like a miracle baby, which is like really funny to me to be like a miracle baby and I have depression.
Well, it's like, I feel like
they're like, your birth was a miracle. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to undo that.
Here's, I think, what we have in common, okay? I think we are both our mother's favorite, but yet not the smartest of our siblings.
No, God, no. God, no. Not even.
I'm going to say that.
Myself, personally, not even close.
Yeah.
So many times I've clowned my brother, like, man, he's Mr. Workaholic. He thinks life is about work. Like, he's not even going to be happy. Like, I'm the smart one. I'm living life to the fullest. I'm living the way you're supposed to. And then I got unemployed and I had to live with him in his house for 3.5 months. And I was like, you know what? I was wrong.
You're like, your life looks pretty good, bro.
You're actually, maybe I should be a workaholic. Like, this is
oldest sibling. I mean, the youngest sibling thing. Mm-hmm. Look, we're going into all the, next thing you know, we're going to be talking about our Myers-Briggs, but the youngest sibling position is always a funny, because it's like, but also as a younger sibling, I always felt like my older siblings had it all.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. I was like, okay, what? Chop liver? Like, okay. But it's so funny. Anyway.
Well, because I was the baby of the family, so I got a lot of attention.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For those listening, we heard someone outside say something really funny. And
yeah, they are having a call right now. And look, both of our nosy asses stopped talking while recording. We said, oh! I was like, shh.
Because it was like, I paused, and I don't even feel like you were like, what's wrong? I think you were like, no.
I was like, and there's something else interesting happening.
That always happens whenever I'm like on stage and there's like someone having a conversation in the audience. My brain is like, that's how I know I'm nosy as fuck, because my brain is like, yo, what's going on over there?
Someone could get a text. If I see you get a text when I'm on stage.
I will always look at people's phones when they have notifications because I want to know.
I like people who get privacy screens are the real G's. When I see someone, because I'm like, one, I should probably have a privacy screen, but I don't. But I will look at anybody's texts.
No. I think if you're getting a privacy screen for your phone, you're a coward.
Really?
What are you hiding?
Nudes?
Why are you opening nudes in public like
that? I'll do it without the privacy screen. I'm like,
either live your truth and show everyone that you're getting coochie or dick, or look at that shit in private like a regular person who pays taxes.
Be like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah. I've literally one time, shout out to the homie Elliot GB, former Seattle comic, now lives in Chicago. One time I got a sex voice note. And I left the room so I can go listen to it, which I would not recommend because then now he knows when I come back in the room, he knows I'm horny.
Yeah, because you're like completely hard. You walk back in the room, you're like, whoa, sorry guys. It's been a second. You're just rocked up, like at attention.
I'm just like walking in a squat, like, what's up? This is how I walk all the time.
You're like trying to go back. Oh my gosh.
No, I think, I don't know. I think the privacy screen on a phone is just like why? Like that's like why are you so like what is so on your phone that you're like, I don't want people to see? Like that just says that's
contracts,
fishy to me.
Deals. NBC, WC. I'm making up letters. ABC. I'm like NPR.
You know, the major networks, NBC, ABC, WBC,
CWW,
the CW, UPN. Listen, they're coming back. They're coming back.
BET. I think the privacy screen is a bit of a flex move. I think, obviously, you are... I assume you're either getting something important or you're, like, freaky as shit, which I respect.
I see the privacy screen as the same as tinted windows on a car.
I love tinted windows on a car.
You know what? I should have known.
What? That is like the most gangster shit. No. Like if I could have, I was like, should I get bulletproof windows on my RAV4? Nobody's tinted bulletproof. You know, like what?
Well, first of all, I feel like tinted windows are always on cars where the people in there have nothing to hide. If that makes sense. Like
I thought you lived in the South too. Have you never?
Most of the people, the regular people who have, because I agree, tinted windows is like a celebrity thing.
Or a gangster fucking thing.
But
okay, go on. Sorry, go on.
No, most of the time it's like
I'm heated.
It's a Mustang. And it's like, come on, bro.
No, I've seen tinted windows on a variety of cars. I've seen them on like your classic like old Cadillac. I've seen them on SUVs. I have seen one on a RAV4. Straight up. See, this is okay. You know what's so funny is recently I realized I didn't actually grow up in a predominantly white environment. I just thought I did because my mom was white because my house was dominated by a white woman. But then there's moments like this, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't. Because I'm like, how have you not seen tinted windows on almost every kind of car?
No, that's so funny because the other day we were talking, and I was just like, yeah, you know, because I think I was ragging on you for like, yeah, you like Taylor Swift because you grew up in white neighborhoods. And then you were like, actually, I went to a very diverse school.
I grew up in the South of Texas, in Arlington. I feel like, yeah, I went to a diverse school. I went to the second most diverse high school in America. And yeah, I was like, what happened to me? Where did it go wrong? How did I end up, marrying a white man? But
you know what? That was your way of like when like back in the day when parents were very strict and the kids would rebel by being very like wild, like flower children and all that. Your version of that was like, damn, I grew up in a hella black area. I'm gonna rebel by being white as fuck.
No. One, I also didn't say hella white area. Or black area. Diverse. Okay. Truly different.
Okay. All right.
My best friend was Filipino.
Okay, college brochure.
I'm just like, look, my best friend was Filipino. My other best friend was Muslim. Okay. We were out here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm a person of the world.
This podcast is over.
I know. Yeah. No. But I wasn't in a hella black. I obviously wasn't in a hella black neighborhood. Listen to my fucking voice. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We said that one time where it's like, because we were talking about how even though we're both at least have a minimum level of blackness in us, we both have a discomfort with saying the N-word. And we were both like, oh, it's because you hear our voice and you can just tell our moms are white.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's why people don't, that's why Kendrick said, we don't want to hear you say it no more. And everyone went along with Drake, like it being weird with him because it's like, you hear his voice and you know he has a white mom.
Yeah.
You hear Kendrick's voice and you're like, that is a Black Panther of a mom that he has.
Yeah.
And also because Kendrick has very Hotep vibes, whereas like Drake just has like incel vibes.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
Not even incel, but more of like manosphere influencer vibes.
Yeah, I think that's the direction he's going.
I think if you're a Drake fan still to this day, like you are actively listening to all the music and going to the concert, if you're a man, you're a wannabe manosphere kind of person. And if you're a woman, you're a pick-me, or you're the kind where you're like, oh, every man I date is just absolutely horrible, but also your type is exclusively unhealthy, toxic men.
And if you're queer, listen to all the Drake you want. Anybody else? So that's me. No. If you're a man or a woman, this is what you do. But if you're queer, like fucking go for it.
You did have a look on your face that screamed, I'm just going to wait for you to finish so I can exonerate myself.
Yeah. He's still going to make a bop. I'm not going to lie. The Which One song that he just dropped.
That one in Nokia, I admit, have.
It's just like the guy knows how to make like a beat you can drink.
Yeah,
and party to.
I mean that was the thing where even Kendrick was like, "Look, just keep making me dance. Like it's
just chill.
Just stay in your lane."
Literally could have been like because we have another episode planned about this. So we won't go too deep.
Yeah.
But I will say, I feel like he had this opportunity to own and just be like, "Well, he was incredibly influential on rap going mainstream. Like I feel
that's why he was so popular because he was bringing this thing that we weren't really hearing.
Lil Wayne passed down the baton.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Now we're getting back in the rap. Look, so I went to a very diverse high school. No, but truly, I'm like, it was like he carried that, and then if he would have just like owned that,
yeah. But then he's trying to be like, oh, I got mob ties. You were on Degrassi.
But I mean, he did have some. When we went to the concert, there's people on his roster that are involved in shit. But it was like, it's like when someone pays their way to get in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like you.
He paid. Yeah, it's exactly. He paid his.
It's what
way
I'm gonna
in.
do.
Where you're
gonna with my tinted my tinted windows on my RAV4. I'm gonna roll up and be
this
like,
Clips album got you acting different.
Oh my gosh, when Isaac was telling me like all the Clips album titles, but until the casket drops, I was like, I'm getting that tattooed on my fucking body. And Isaac was like, don't. But when I saw, he was like, oh, have you listened to the Clips album? And I hadn't listened, and I opened it and it said, "Let God Sort 'Em Out." I was like,
that album title is so. They are just truly like. Hell hath no fury until the casket drops. Let God sort him out. Like that's just such. As soon as I heard the album title, I'm like, this is gonna be a certified masterpiece. Like I don't even need to know what the album sounds like to know this. You can't have an album title be that good and you fuck it up.
Right? I was like, how were they reading my mind? When I said that, I was like, let God sort him out. Like I was like. You don't even know if you could see my algorithm right now.
I just love that even though Malice has found God and he's like hella religious now, that like his love for God hasn't stopped his love for cocaine.
Well, you know, God is who we want. God lives within us. God is, you know, a very individual, and I feel it. There's a line where he's talking and he's like, therapy taught me, like, basically where he's like, therapy taught me both to let it go and also, like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, oh, like, that, I don't even know. That is me, bro. I'm like, evolving I was like, I feel it so hard. That got me. I was just like,
I'm sorry, but you were just literally like, listen, you got to hear both sides.
It's so real though. But yeah, like God sorted him out for real. I wake up today. I woke up just literally on one. Well, actually, this is kind of a crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up horny, but that horniness turned to anger. I woke up. Have you never woken up? I woke up.
I've woken up on all of the emotions.
Okay.
But I will say waking up horny is always funny because it's like,
Yes.
okay, I'll at least speak for myself.
Okay.
And I know this is largely because of my religious upbringing. There's still, even though I feel like I've outgrown a lot of the shame that I feel about sex and sexuality in general from my religious days, there's still a little bit of it. And because of that, when I wake up horny, there's a little bit of me that's like almost like the same thing with drinking, where it's like, oh, you can't have a drink until 5 o'clock. Where it's just like, I can't jerk it until 5 o'clock. Like I can't like the birds are chirping and then let me just crank one out.
Really?
Like I gotta like wait. So then it's a little bit of frustration. I'm like, I'm gonna be horny all day.
Yeah.
And I'm just not gonna be able to focus. And I'm just gonna have like a boner that I can't get rid of until it's like appropriate time. Because the reason why is because a part of me is like, I can't wake up and one of the first things I look at is porn. Like that can't be. And I'm a very visual. I need the visual.
You can't use your imagination.
I can't use the Rolodex.
It's hard. Your brain's not up.
The Rolodex.
Pop your Adderall, and then you gotta launch it off. You gotta focus in.
I love that. I love the idea of telling my psychiatrist of like, hey, yo, so I need more medication. Oh, you're not able to focus at work? No, I can't focus when I'm trying to use my imagination to jerk off. That's how you get blacklisted from psychiatry. But
yes.
No, I just feel like, oh, it's like something just sinister about looking at porn and jerking it that early in the morning.
Can't relate, but I mean, I woke up and it was insatiable. I woke up, I was late for work because I was trying to jerk it before I left, which it was hard to find what I was looking for that early. I didn't know.
Sometimes there are all those days where it's like whatever site you're using is just giving you nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, am I here too much? Y'all, I know I got a few tops, but like, come on. There are
times where it's like, you know, when that part of the year when you go to the movies and you're like, there's just nothing out.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
You're just like, damn, like this doesn't look good. This doesn't, just nothing. And then you get to the point where we're like, what was that one video that made me like come in like 2.5 seconds?
And I'm like,
and of course you can't find it. You can't remember anything.
Just a bunch of random ass keywords that make no sense. You're like beach bagel, anal.
Everyone has the tried and true of like, I'm trying to get this out immediately. I know exactly what videos to pull up and it gets you going. And then some days it's like, I'm just here to browse. It's like how sometimes when you go to Target, you're like, I'm going to Target for, no. It's like the difference between going grocery shopping and going to Target. Grocery shopping, you're like, I'm here for specific things.
Right.
Whereas when you go to Target, you're like, well, let's see where it takes us. Let's see where the night takes us.
And I think that's one of the bigger problems with the morning masturbation. Because I have no idea who I am yet. I've just woken up. So I woke up, I was super horny. I was like insatiable. I was running late to work, but I was like literally like, it still wasn't enough. I was still like in this mode. And then I decided to work on my like expenses, put in my budget, you know, crunch some numbers, keep up my bank account. And that horniness turned to anger. I'm not saying they're connected, but I will say it happened around the same time. And, you know, just thinking about everything. And then I literally had to like take a cold shower. And like that like changed my mood.
Right.
All of that.
Taking cold showers.
I don't even know where this story started now, why we were getting on this. But I say all that to say our topic today. I could not remember.
Nah, that's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That's I don't remember what I was saying. So, anyways, our topic today.
No, having the hots for someone.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, it is kind of related. Yeah.
Because I feel like one of the categories I've been into recently. I will say is like the doctor fantasy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The doctor. It's like a classic. Like, okay, yeah, that's kind of fun. Maybe just thinking about what it'd be like to have healthcare.
Yeah.
And
that's actually really what it is. Where it's just like, oh, affordable healthcare.
Exactly.
I don't have to reach out to Kaiser. It's just a good bartering system between me and my hung doctor.
Exactly. You could tell I've been stressed.
Actually, you don't even. Hey, baby. Honestly, I came when the doctor was like, "You don't even have to worry about the copay."
Yeah, literally. When he said your insurance covered all this,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know they had sex. I just
like, whew, that was good. Love a full fantasy fulfillment, you know. But I also I was on TikTok recently. One of these stories that's trending on TikTok. I'm not gonna give her name because I don't think anybody needs to be paying attention to this woman. But she is claiming, you know, she's in love with her psychiatrist, and that he like lit her, and he loved her too. Someone broke it down. You know, she was only going to him once a month for 30 minutes each time. So someone's like, literally, she saw him 6 hours out of that year. And then there's just like some other evidence in the video of like, you know, he was putting up boundaries and stuff like that. But I will say the funniest thing is this girl's doing this tell all, and then she literally is like, well, my husband's a psychiatrist. So I was like, oh, but so she wasn't the actual psychiatrist, but I think she was giving feedback on, you know, the red flags in the video. Nevertheless, she cited that it's actually very common for women's patients specifically to fall in love with like male psychiatrists or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I have thought about like the blurred lines between not even psychiatrists. I mean, that's like a high level service, a more intensive service, but like everything from like that to like the hot mechanic.
Yes.
To the barista who smiles at you.
Or like your landlord. Because I've heard a couple stories on the internet of people who fucked their landlord.
Wow.
Or like if you have like a lawyer, like a hot lawyer.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about, because like with nurses, I rarely have had a hot nurse or a hot doctor. And whenever there's like a nurse or a doctor that's like, not even that they're hot, that you're just like a smidge attractive. Yeah. It's like, you know, when you like, you know, it's basically, it's like small town hot. Where it's like, in this realm, you are a dime. Yeah. But if you were to move to New York, you're a 5. Okay. So it's like that, where it's like sometimes there's professions where we're so used to not seeing people attractive in that profession. Okay. That when you see someone somewhat attractive, it's like, this is the hottest person I've ever
you're
seen.
Like, what were you doing hiding in school all those years? In the academia world. You should have been out in the real world. Yeah, I could see that. I think I've seen... This is a tough one for me. I once thought my barber was hot. A barber that I went to for a while. Yeah. I don't think I ever had a chance with him. He had like kids with a girl.
Oh, yeah. No barber has a stable home.
He seemed stable to me. He was super cute and...
Oh, that makes me doubt his barbering abilities.
No, he owned the shop.
Oh.
Yeah, he owned the shop. Such a hottie. Super muscular. Obviously, yeah, beautiful. Anyway, well, I'm fretting. I did get ringworm, though, from the shop. So that part's a little
See,
sketchy.
there we go. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I stopped going. I actually stopped going because I was going to see him a lot. And then this was right before I decided to shave my head. And because I was just... had an undercut all the time. And I was like, oh, I think I'm going to shave my head. And he was like, you shouldn't do that. He was like, you shouldn't cut your hair. And then I was like, okay, you cannot give me opinions on anything other than hair. Like, other than like just doing the undercut. You know what I mean? He was not a black barber, for one.
Oh, well, that's, my barber in Seattle was white.
Oh, mine was Korean.
Oh, well, okay.
But not in a fetishy way, but he was just hot, and then he happened to be Nigerian. But which when someone's hot and their ethnicity adds to the hotness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if someone's ugly, then their ethnicity adds.
Yeah.
It's like what you start adding in the factors anyway. Maybe that's another app. But I did have a little crush on him, but then it gave the Vice on my hair like threw me off.
That took you out of it.
It took me out of it.
Okay.
I did shave my head after that, and like COVID happened and stuff. But I think
just in time.
Just in time. And then I was thinking about once I was crossing the border in Canada, and the border patrol was super hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so glad you said that because I've definitely run into a couple times where I saw a hot cop.
When I see a hot cop, I'm like, shoot me dead.
I'm
arrest me. I'm like, both arrest me sexually and arrest me because I should not at all have this thought.
Seeing a hot cop is the only time I've contemplated catcalling.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, Lil Wayne wrote a song about it.
Yes.
This officer. So, and we know it happens. There's been evidence. The only time I've actually ever seen a hot cop was in Olympia, Washington. They're not really cops here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a
hall
loose,
monitors. With
yeah,
a
it's
gun.
a loosey goosey town.
Yeah,
but he was yatted up, and I was like, I was like, this is a fantasy. I was like, there is no way. Yeah, I've seen a few hot cops. Unfortunately,
I've seen a few hot cops in Seattle, and I haven't seen any yet in LA. I've only seen men.
That's because they're real cops here. No, I'm kidding.
It is when I first moved here. The first time I went to LA and I saw LAPD, it was like, oh, yo, it was like. It was kind of like because you always see them in movies because so many movies involve the LAPD where you're just like, oh shit, it's like from the TV, the abusers from the TV, and then now it's like every single time I see them. Well, no, when I was younger, it was like, oh, from the TV, and then now I'm like, now that I'm much more educated about the world, like every time I see them, I'm like, oh, y'all are the Golden State Warriors of like police brutality and corruption.
Truly.
I've never acted more well behaved than around LAPD.
I'm on my best behavior. But whenever I was say a cop in Olympia, Washington, looking fucking ripped, Van Winkle,
I put down my crack pipe.
Yeah, sure. Give him a fucking wink. And I'm like, what's up, Miss Officer?
But no, I've been down bad for a hot cop. This also started because I mentioned to you that I started seeing a new psychiatrist. We've only seen each other once, and I thought she was really cute. She had like a very like Zooey Deschanel from New Girl kind of vibe and look to her.
Oh, okay.
And she was just like, she's great. First and foremost, she is my psychiatrist. Yeah. I am taking those sessions. I'm taking them seriously. I'm not going to get horned up in sessions. But this has been the easiest it's been for me to make Zoom eye contact with a professional.
Not the Zoom eye contact.
I made her laugh a couple times, and I was like, yeah, phase one's complete.
Listen, sexual attraction aside, if you are my doctor, I'm trying to make you laugh. That is I made my dentist laugh. I was like, I got
nothing
this.
hits more than when you make your therapist or psychologist laugh, though.
You think so?
Because I feel like they have to be so like serious.
Okay.
That when you make them laugh, it's like okay, hell yeah.
Oh, I think dentists like physical care is harder.
Really?
Because they see so much shit.
Oh, they're kind of
to break that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the Pit as well, but I
still haven't seen that show.
Oh, so good. Now if I had Dr. Robbie, speaking of the Pit, if Dr. Robbie came in the room, the main doctor, actually, honestly, anybody on staff. If anybody on staff at the Pit was ever helping me, wowza.
I honestly,
I'll be like.
I started because for my lupus, I have to see a rheumatologist and a nephrologist, and my nephrologist was like a handsome man, for doctor wise, the most handsome man I've seen in the doctor world.
Wow.
And like, but he's one of those where like I looked him up online, And because I told a friend and they're like, show me this hot doctor. So I was like, look, I found his LinkedIn. And his LinkedIn, it doesn't, I told him like, they were like, he's okay. And then for some reason, I got offended.
You're like, you have to see him move. You know what I mean? You got to see the live experience.
Like they literally did the, is he funny? But about my doctor.
He's slanging, all right? Don't you worry about him.
Like I literally, like when you introduce someone that you're into to your friends and they're not into it and you're like, I have to defend my man. Like that's how I felt about this doctor who I wouldn't say I'm 100% straight. I'm like 80% straight because I don't think you can say you're 100% straight and then also try to Google your doctor to prove he's hot to people. Like that's
true.
I'm not straight enough to where I'm gonna do anything with a dude ever. I'm not interested in that. I watched a lot of gay porn, wasn't into it. But I feel like there's a little bit of, I know that was
definitely when you over explain it like that really helps.
Okay, but in my defense, I know I have a whole joke about it, but in my defense, I had a bear hug from a man and I felt like butterflies. So I was just like, oh shit, maybe.
So Chris did a deep dive in his psyche.
I did a deep dive and I did a lot of research in just one bukkake after another, like one-on-ones, all of that. And
YouTube is going to take our shit down. I'm going to be like, this is not. So
yeah, we're gonna have to edit that out. But no, and just nothing. So it's just like, okay, because I've always been, when I was a kid, since I was a boy, like so aggressively visually turned on by women that for me, it's like the logic was if I am into men, I should theoretically also be visually intrigued.
I don't know.
But also I know you could maybe not be as visually intrigued, but like maybe if you experience touch, it's different. Yeah. But even then, it's just like every time I try to picture myself like kissing a man or doing anything like that, I'm like,
yeah.
But not, and to be clear, not like ew, gross, but just more of like that doesn't. There's no appeal the way that if I picture myself like kissing a woman.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
Not for me. But I do understand. I'm a vibe sexual. And defending a guy or anyone to my friends, I am so into like an essence of a person. I don't even remember the last crush I was trying to ever defend someone's looks to, because it's never, you know, the kind of people I like. It's about them. It's different. It's a distinct look. I love a face you can't forget.
Quincy loves a face that says he has opinions about Run the Jewels.
No. No. Don't you dare do that to me. I feel like it's all just about an interesting face. I also like more than men. People don't give me credit for that.
Right.
But yeah, I do like men the most. That's how I felt when I had sex with a woman for the first time, when I was like, oh, I just need a little more wrestling. Mm-hmm. But you know, I'm gonna try again, and I will try. And yeah, vibes.
Because it could just be maybe you were not to shade this person. Maybe you were just too much with like a pillow princess.
No, that wasn't the case.
No.
Yeah, just like, I don't know. But if I'm like curious, I'll just like follow anybody. Yeah. But anyway, so I like, it's truly like a genderless. I'm attracted to like someone just like with a lot of like power and energy and like a
very like sure of themselves, grounded.
I would say a little bit of that and like an unknowability. I love people who just seem like there's like something you're never gonna be.
You like the
touch.
mystery.
Oh my! You see my spouse. He doesn't speak. I know nothing about that man, and that is what keeps the spark alive. I do love a mystery, but I feel like everyone is kind of. Yeah.
Quincy's like, I want to get to know you to a limited level.
Well, you only will. You can never fully know someone.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
That's what
I think it's like, honestly, I think that's kind of beautiful. The idea of like you could be in a relationship with someone and you're always, I mean, I feel like that's how it should be.
It is.
Because you're always growing as people. So meaning there's always going to be something new. Like, I think we as a society have made ourselves think that you're supposed to know everything.
Right.
That's happened in TV shows and movies where they'll be in a couple for a while and they're like, I didn't know that you were like this. And it'll be like a whole thing when it's just like, or maybe it's just, you didn't cover everything. There's shit about myself that I completely forget until like it just comes up in the moment. It's like, oh shit, like I actually really love this stuff and I've just never even connected the dots that I love this shit until now. Like, for example, I always loved art museums, but I never clicked in my brain that, oh, I love art museums until like the past couple years when I realized, oh, I actually really like doing this thing.
I had one of those moments too. I was at a museum and I was like, oh, I love Impressionism. And I was like, who the fuck was that? He's like, where did that come from? But
when did I know what Impressionism is?
It's true. I was like, oh yeah, I like see a lot of this. Well, I think the thing about a relationship in general too is, and this is across the board, I think in any sort of intimate relationship, friendship, romantic, familial, otherwise, is you have to honor the parts of people that you're never going to know. And there shouldn't be an expectation for someone to there are parts you're allowed to keep to yourself. Yeah.
Boundaries exist for a reason.
Well, boundaries, and also just like protect part of yourself, and like also language is limiting. So even when you're sitting there and you're like describing your feeling of being anxious to someone, it's never going to be able to be like exactly no, And so I think the beautiful thing about commitment and deciding to be with someone is you're saying like, I'll be with you, the you I know now, the you I'll never know, and the you that I'll know in the future.
Right.
And the you of your past who you choose to show me.
So do you think maybe that's what adds to the allure of like being down bad and having a crush on someone who you're getting services from? Because it's like you're obviously like turned on physically, but then it's like there's this element of like mystery of you literally don't know anything about them because it's very much a customer vendor relationship.
Well, it's like how men fall in love with strippers, right?
You don't have to put me on blast like that.
Well, I mean, I fell in love with a stripper once as well. We were friends, and she was straight, but and I did. I had a moment where I was just like, oh, she was beautiful and so fun. There was a lot of cocaine in that relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
No, that's not true to all strippers, but that was true that era of my life and that stripper and when we were hanging out. But I mean, like, we didn't at the club, but I do think like the connection. When the girl was talking about it in the TikTok video, it made a lot of sense because she's saying things like, "Oh, he's a really good listener." It's like, well, he went to like 12 years of school to be a good listener.
He majored in active listening.
Yeah. And I think it's easy for someone giving a service who's supposed to, either trying to garner customer loyalty from you, or their job is to truly care for you. So,
and I think because when you first explained the story, this popped into my head of stereotypically, on average, men are not active listeners with their female partners. So I think the first thing that popped into my head was, oh, you fell in love with him because it was like one of the rare times where a dude was actually listening to your feelings and giving you validation and giving you emotional intelligence, which I definitely agree most men are not emotionally intelligent, but I will argue that there's much more emotionally intelligent men than people give off.
I agree.
And my hot take is and once again, this comes from my personal experience. So I will say that I'm making a generalization based off of my personal experience. But the times where I've dated women who always kept saying they wanted to finally date an emotionally intelligent man, their egos would not allow them to not be the good one in the relationship anymore.
I have two things to say. One, I think that's because people often seek what they don't have. I also think if you've ever been in relationships, and I am using this term in earnest, not in a casual way, but if someone is a narcissist, there's an element within that they are seeking with you and you to get. Yeah. I do not think everybody, or as many people as people claim to be narcissists, are narcissists. I think people have narcissistic traits, but to truly, if you've engaged or were even bred in an environment where there was a predominant narcissistic figure in your family, that's going to happen. And then I want to go back to the thing. I think with customer service people, it's not about what's unknowable that's attractive. It's about that you can project onto them the story. Oh, yes. So, right? It's like, oh, wow, they're so good with my car. Right. And then you can take the fantasy as far as you want. Right. I think when it comes to someone like you're committed to and you want to be with, I think the unknowableness is a very beautiful thing. Yes. But I think in the passing quick down bads in the day-to-day, which plague me, it's like we have this brush interaction and I can make it whatever fantasy.
Well, because there's also, I think, the thrill of the challenge of this person works at a place and they're interacting with the public. They're probably getting hit on a lot. So it's like the thrill of the challenge of I'm going to be the one who wins them. I think that's
when
why.
When they remember you. I dated my barista once. I will say that. We went on one date. It was weird. But her remembering my name and stuff, that took the fantasy to... I was just like... I mean, we did eventually make out and that was fun, but I was also like, oh shit. When they remember you, I want any place that I'm a regular at, I want to be remembered.
I love being a regular.
I love being a regular.
I'm
like, let me know your life. Like, I'm building community, bro.
Low key, I hate people who are like, I always want to try something new. I'm like, no. I want to have my bar, my restaurant,
literally,
my fast food place, my breakfast spot, my coffee shop, where they know who I am. I don't need to be on. I walk in the door and they immediately start on my order. Like, I don't need to be that. That would be kind of cool.
I want to be there one day. That's
I would love that.
I want to walk in and be like, Shanna, how's the kids?
Right. I want to be that.
Merry Christmas, y'all. Love y'all.
In college, there was a pizza bar that was, there was a pizza place that was like surrounded by all of the college bars. Yeah. And my brother and I went so much that since we were regulars, we were on a first name basis with the owner. Oh. So the owner would like literally come out of the kitchen and like say hi to us, offer free pizza, which we were like, thank you, but we're going to pay because we respect you.
Because that's why you're regular. But yes.
Like one time, one of my buddies got so drunk and puked in one of the chairs. And like, if we were regular degglers, we would have been banned. But because he was tight with me, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I got you. He's like, look, because he's with you, you're fine. Never, like, don't do this again. But it's like that, like, honestly, that being a regular there excited me more in college than losing my virginity.
That's so real, though. That is... I mean, I think I'm back to horny again today just thinking about it. I am, oh my.
The fact that I'm walking, I'm like, Terry! And then the times where he wasn't there and they're like, oh, yo, he's not here, but we'll tell him and we'll let him know that you came by.
Yes.
It's just like, fucking.
They stick a little extra thing in your box. You know, you're like, when they got your back like that.
One time, there was a long ass line, and he saw me from the back of the line and told me to come up and skip everybody so they could serve me. I have never felt like I had a bigger dick in my life than that moment.
That'll get my windows tinted. That will get... I'll be like, Terry at the pizza shop knows me. Do it up.
That's honestly, we've been talking about like sexually down bad for people. I think it's the regular, like the down badness of I want to be a part of their community.
Part of your world. The community.
That's Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was a remix, but I gotta stop doing that. No, I feel that though. I love when you get remembered. I also think customer service obviously is such a hard job. Yes. I always try to read the room. I'm not gonna like try to like chill you up if you're obviously like in the zone.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just like hope I'm a good customer, a good experience.
Right.
It's like
I'm the same way.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to. Like I know you're dealing with shit, and I never want to be the person who's like adding to that.
I hate being with a group that's causing issues. It rarely happens because I thankfully surround myself with good people.
We've changed.
But it's very much like, for example, if for work I will go to dinner and someone's being like a Karen, it drives me up a wall.
Yeah.
I'm the same in the sense. I bring that up because of like, I'm the same. Like when I go to places, I never want to cause a fuss. Yeah. I like spit in my face. I don't want to be.
That's a different thing. Now we're back to the fantasy. You're like, oh, spit in my mouth.
But I mean, that's honestly, it's actually to kind of go back. That is a real, because like, yeah, there's so many porns where it's like, oh, the barista, the doctor, the taxi driver, which is like the
taxi, that's a genre.
That's different, but but anyway, to go back, it's just very much like, I don't want to cause a fuss, so I'm okay with putting up with a lot of things because I'm like, I don't want to complain. Yeah, I don't want to complain. And like, I worked in fast food, which I think is different than like serving and bartending and stuff, but it's still, you get that element of understanding people fucking suck.
Yeah.
So, and there's days where you just don't have it in you to be nice and smiley. So it's like, but I'm half and half, because honestly, half of me is like, if you're not smiling when I come up to the register, it's okay. I understand.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me that's like, hey, fucking, I'm the customer. Like, can you give me something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll say, actually, no, you go. And then I'll say what I was going to say.
No, you go.
Well, I was just going to say, because I do feel like the reason why it bothers me is because I feel like in foodie cities, it's like a trend where,
we were just because it's a foodie Northwest. I feel like the Northwest is known for like bad service.
Oh, okay.
And like what did they used to say, like hipster service?
Yeah,
like, I feel like because that was like coined like from that side of the country.
Oh, I see.
Where it's like,
and that explains. Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to smile or anything like that. I always want to just like read the room. I want to just not. I'll like send back something if it's wrong, but I always do it respectfully. I'm never gonna, because it's like, there's so many hands things pass through that I'm never like, it's like when someone goes off on like the gate agent.
Yes.
At the airport. You're like, this person here
has nothing to do with your situation.
Like, they're not whatever messed up in the computer, all this. And it's like seeing someone go off on that, it's like, that's hard for me, because I'm like, this person literally has like no control in this scenario. I don't always need a smile or something. I try to read the room. I will tell you about this one terrible story. I like mixed friend groups. This was when I was like visiting LA back in the day. I think it was like 2017 or something. And there became like an issue around like people splitting a check. Yeah. And so like friends, like where I was mutual friend, were like kind of getting short with each other. Type vibes.
Oh.
Because I am very blessed. I do surround myself with a lot of very direct people. Which I think is good. And I'm direct as well. But I also surround myself with people who are maybe blunt. Too. You know, or just like, you know, which I like, you know, and it truly means nothing, but then like watching them interact, you know, you just don't, it was just one of those times where it was such a random like hodgepodge group of people too. Because it's like, we're all just like happen to be in LA.
Right.
It's not like there's strong.
It wasn't like a group trip or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I was
the stars aligned for this group of people to come.
I was just
together.
like, oh yeah, we're all going to get like food. Let's all go. Right. I mean, this was my 20s. I'm not the same person. I would never. I'm like this group this night. This group, unless you truly can like mix it.
I was about to say, nothing gives me anxiety more than mixing friend groups.
Well, that's why I feel like people need to do assigned seats at weddings.
Yes.
You know, like my assigned seating chart at my wedding was so
calculated.
It's beautiful.
I love where I sat.
Everybody.
I'm not shading. I loved where I sat. Ooh, everybody. I sat down. I was like, I love everyone that's right next to me.
Dude, I did get a sing. One group, I do feel like they got a little bit of the shaft. My friend Janessa did confront me about that, but it was hard. I had a lot more friends, so I had to like kind of. There was a little overflow, and that was no shade to my people. I still try to mix the conversationalist with the non-conversationalist or whatever. But I don't know where I was going again.
You were talking about the dinner.
Yeah, so I feel like, and then so we were causing a scene.
Yeah.
And to be a part of that, because it's like I'm trying to mitigate both like these friend interactions.
Yeah.
And like splitting the check. This was like not that 2017 was that long ago, but there's like 5 million apps now where you can just like take a picture of your receipt and boom, boom, boom. And Venmo wasn't I don't think even
it wasn't as much of a thing, or
and so it was like it was just more of a mess in general. And then
that's crazy where we can date things based off of if a certain
and 2017
exists.
doesn't even feel that long ago, but I feel like Venmo was still like not, or maybe it
wasn't
was
a
used.
Big thing.
Yeah, it was like people were getting on it. I don't even really remember.
Or it wasn't, people were on it, but it wasn't guaranteed. Now we're like, if someone said they don't have Venmo, you're like, what the fuck?
Or you're like, oh, you have some other, you have at least like 5 other options, Apple Pay,
right?
Blah, blah, blah.
Like people were still like, oh, I don't trust having the Venmo. Like that was a
and we never should have.
Thing.
But
I mean, honestly,
but we've gone too far. And so it was like both mitigating that and then just like because then the server's like, oh, how do y'all want to do this check? In that pressure of like, and then I think it was one of those where you could only put down so many cards,
right?
But it was definitely like more cards needed than like groups who were together. And I think that was one of those moments where the social anxiety of it all.
Well, how is it that we're able to get satellites into space? We're able to have technology that can like surveil and like register people's facial data to be able to track them. We have AI doing all of this shit. We're creating cyborgs, and yet restaurants can't fucking split bills.
I think it's more of a transactional fee reason because of how many different, depending on how much they want to pay for like each fee for using a card. That's my thought. I don't run a restaurant. I'm just a Gordon Ramsay fan. Had to drop that. But I got into Gordon Ramsay 20 years too late. That's my new thing.
Close.
I know, we were so close. We've been going for an hour. I almost made it.
We were so close to getting to the episode, and of course that white British.
I think he's Scottish. Well, I know
UK,
United Kingdom.
He's a United Kingdomian.
Heavy on the king.
Kept.
Anyway,
you can follow me. No, but okay, that makes.
And so then it was like the splitting the tab.
Yeah.
I don't get that either. The facial recognition thing. Another place. Have you ever seen a hot TSA agent? Because I've seen a few hot TSA agents.
I don't think I have.
I have.
I've only. It wasn't until a couple years ago where I finally saw a hot flight attendant.
Really?
90% of my life, I have not been attracted to the flight attendants.
Why? What do you fly? Alaska? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I just made that up.
Well, actually, no. Most of growing up, it was U.S. Airways and United. So yeah, you know they got the uggos on those flights. I've seen a couple cuties on Alaska, but most of the cuties that I've seen have been Delta. Delta has some bad bitches.
I'm not gonna lie, but this might just. I think some Spirit. I'm not, because they got the attitude. They got a little attitude.
That's so ratchet.
That's so ratchet. Look,
so ratchet.
Back to my tinted windows.
That's so ratchet. I feel like
I'm sorry, I'm pro-black. Okay?
Don't fucking do that to me. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to Black society.
I'm not. I'm just thinking of the one black Spirit hot airline attendant.
That's a coincidence.
That was a coincidence. That's
because the white man is keeping us down. No, but I've definitely. In fact, I will say though, a hot flight attendant pisses me off because when I fly, I'm always in the most raggedy looking getup, and I still wear a mask on planes. And you can't be hot with a mask.
Oh, okay.
Nowadays, you can't. And I still wear masks just because ever since I started wearing masks, I stopped having sore throats after I travel.
I feel so much better after I travel.
For me, it's not. It's COVID doesn't even cross my mind. It's literally not a single factor. Ever since I started wearing masks, I don't feel any sort of sickness afterwards. I don't feel sore throat. Nothing.
I also sleep a lot better.
Yes.
I feel like just like kind of containing the air in like my bubble with the mask on a plane is one of the best feelings.
But you can't pull a bad bitch with a mask on a flight.
You're not even like, I'll take a ginger ale.
There was
eating your little pretzels. You're not like, oh, my little mouth eating these pretzels.
Hey, baby girl. Did you know that if you eat coochie and put your mask on, you can still smell it? A real thing I ever learned.
Biscoffs cracking.
I also have like my fucking Steam Deck gaming system in manga, so it's also hard to be like, hey, don't let this nerd shit fool you.
I fuck.
You trying to squirt at 10,000 feet?
I have seen a hot TSA agents. I've seen hot airlines.
I've never seen a hot TSA.
I also try to TSA is another one I try to like impress and be on top of things with. So I am the person.
I try to appear as non-terrorist as possible.
Yeah, I got into it with a TSA agent recently though.
Really? That's risky.
It was early. We were both on that bad bitch life. I will say that. And it was like, because I say no to the facial recognition picture.
Oh.
Because you have the option.
Yeah,
It says
I didn't even know that.
It says it very big. You have the option whether or not they say it's deleted. I do not believe it's deleted. So I always
it's definitely not deleted.
Yeah, so I always am like, no, thank you. Not that my picture isn't online everywhere.
Yeah.
But when I'm at the airport, I like to pretend like I have dignity. Okay.
Listen, I don't want the TSA to have my photo. Okay, I
want you to
follow.
I'm like, follow me.
And Mark Zuckerberg that have me saying the most vile shit on their platforms on a digital footprint that can never be removed. Right? I have decency.
Yeah, I just want Apple to have my sex tapes. That's it. You know, I don't
trust the government having my facial recognition. I just trust a billionaire who's a fucking cornball. And people literally fake being bad at the game Catan to make him feel better.
Well, there is no difference between the government and the ruling class right now. So
that's very true.
So whatever. Just gotta take back. I'm trying to just take back a little bit I can.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, hey, I don't want my picture taken. But she wasn't looking at me and she was talking to someone else. So she didn't acknowledge me. And so I said it again. And then she said, you don't have to do it. And I was like, well, you didn't say anything to me. Like, because I was like, you didn't acknowledge me.
Yeah, no, I hate when people don't acknowledge.
But it was nice. We got into a little tiffy, and then I kept it pushing. But, like, it was kind of like, I was like, damn, that was real human shit. But then I was like, damn, I wish she would have liked me.
What airport was this? Also, that's crazy. That was the most people pleaser thing I've ever heard from you for a long time.
I know, but I stood it. That was me like knowing I was outgrowing my people pleaser ways because I was like, even though now there's moments where I'm like, damn, I wish I hadn't had the interaction. I'm glad. I never said sorry.
Yeah.
We just literally. Yeah. We literally got into it.
That was a stand your ground moment.
Yeah. But you know, I was like, okay, it sucks. I still kind of wanted that. But, you know, next time we meet at the airport, I don't give a fuck what she
What
thinks.
airport was it?
LAX.
Oh, yeah, that tracks.
Which I even felt proud of myself for doing that at, like, LAX. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because that's, like, that's hard bitch shit, dude. Yeah. That windows tinted, once again.
Because the people at the SeaTac airport, they love their job. The people at LAX hate their job. That's a check.
That's a check.
So she was ready to scrap up if you were going to elevate it.
We could have. I'll tussle.
No, not at the airport. That no flight list is not a joke.
I'm not a morning person though, too. So that's when I have like probably I go in and out of a bad.
Oh, was it a red eye?
No, but it was like I had to be at the airport at like 4 or 5 a.m. or something.
Oh, because red eye is technically late night.
Yeah.
Then yeah. That's a morning version of a red eye.
Yeah.
I will pay more to not take those flights.
Yeah.
I hate those flights. I love afternoon, but it's like, then you have to take off from work and it's like the airport is fucking packed.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, I hate the morning. I honestly, especially when I travel that morning, I'm like, I will kill anyone who's next to me.
Right.
If you're taking too long or whatever,
it's a lot.
I will fucking murder you.
But I will say, God bless me for standing up for myself because that is also the same flight I saw the hot Spirit Airlines.
You know, you were rewarded.
Exactly.
You were rewarded.
I was like, yeah, let God sort him out.
God, she was up in heaven, and she was like, yo, Quincy's not only flying Spirit, but had a confrontation. Let me throw him a bone.
Yeah, literally. Spirit gets a lot of hate. I'm going to say my Spirit flights recently have taken off more on time than like bigger airlines.
Oh, all airline is like at this point, everything's becoming, even Delta's starting to get a little raggedy.
I feel like Spirit's, because they're like, Spirit's like, we're closing the fucking door on you. Like, sorry, you're not here too bad. I think that like, honestly, the whole like, everybody making fun of Spirit thing worked in their favor because now they don't have to have any expectations. Yeah. They're like, okay, we're getting out of here. Every flight has gotten to my destination early recently.
Spirit, I will say Spirit, I haven't flown it, but my vibe, I've flown Frontier, which was...
No, Frontier I'll never do again. I did that. No,
Frontier, I'll save that for a different episode. But Spirit feels like they know who they are, they own up to it, and if you try to get upset, it's like, bitch, you know where you are, though.
Like
why did you come here expecting caviar? Like, you're on Spirit, bitch.
I watched two other Spirit customers talking shit on some other Spirit customers, and I was like, this is not... I was like, this is how they continue the class wars. This is why we are not getting it together. Because I'm like, we are all here right now.
That should be their motto. We're in this together.
Truly. Shit. We are. But I say that to say, I think being down bad about a service person is just a common thing. Because it's going to happen. You're like, because it's all in these areas you're not expecting.
Right. And as long as you're not being like this person in TikTok where you're being like just outright inappropriate with it, like then it's like having a gym crush or anything like that where it's harmless.
It's harmless.
And it's just fun to like, it gives you another reason to frequent a place, and it adds
support local business.
Yes, it's support local business because it's always like when you show up to the coffee shop and you're in like the person you're down bad, the barista you're down bad about is there. It's like, ooh, today's a nice, and you're like, oh, I wish I dressed better and all that. Or even like when you know I'm gonna go to that coffee shop, let me look pretty good because I know they're gonna be there or they might be there.
Right.
It adds a little bit of throll in your life,
a little boost, a little pep in your step.
Yeah, it motivates you to get out of bed.
Right. A little crushy crush in the outside world. That's a touch grass.
Yes.
That's into the touch grass category.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Go make eye contact with another human. And then you know what? Maybe you'll put down the phone. It won't be about likes for a couple hours. Exactly. You know what I mean? They remembered your order today.
Exactly.
Like read a book.
Exactly.
Shit.
Quincy, what's something this week that you're gonna try to not be down bad about?
Let's see. That's a tough. I'm like nothing. All of this. No.
I'm perfect.
No. I meant like I will be down bad about everything. But oh man, I sort of got to start thinking about these before. Do you have one on your mind already?
Yeah, okay, I will say I'll try to not be down bad about being a perfectionist with things I try to create. I think perfectionism is a plague, and it very much is the thing that ruins. So it prevents a lot of good things from being great, and it prevents a lot of great things from even existing in the first place. And at the end of the day, no one nails their first thing and it's perfect. No one has 100% batting average. The only people who do are people who made one thing and it was great, and then that was it. So I want to be better at not being down bad about being perfect and just allowing myself the space to just create what I want to create without forcing an unrealistic expectation on it.
Beautiful. I love that. I definitely felt some of that this week as well. I mean, just with everything we were doing and stuff. So I think I am not going to be down bad. This is like a complicated. I don't want to say this too complicated. I'm not going to be down bad about not knowing where a feeling is coming from.
Ooh, I like that.
Because I think I've been doing a little bit of that lately where I'm like I said, this afternoon, for instance, when I did turn to anger, I stopped myself because I was like, oh, maybe it's this. And I was like, I could also just like be in a,
Right.
it doesn't have to be connected to anything. I don't have to like, I don't know, follow this thread all the way back to childhood or something.
Right.
I just like, I could just be having a little bit of a moment and like being okay with that. Because as someone who does have, pretty bad mood swings and stuff, I think sometimes I let that get to me. I'm like, oh, why am I not? And I'm like, well, my brain, like, this is how my brain works in these fluctuations. If I just like honor that, that's what's important. And also just not having to be like, I just stopping myself with the overthinking. I'm like, get caught up in that, feel like I have to know why this before I can move on to something else. And it's like, well, I don't. I can just move on to something else. And this feeling will pass, or maybe it won't, and that's okay too.
Right.
So, yeah, that's what I refuse to be down bad about.
Oh yeah. Quincy, if people like the things you say and the way you say it, where can they follow you?
Cornhub. No, no, you can follow me at Quincy Yeoman on all platforms. Also, link is in the show notes to both of our profiles. Anything you want to look for. Other than that, yeah. So, but Quincy Yeoman everywhere.
At Chris Mejia Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. At Topher Mejia on Twitter and Twitch. Follow us at The Down Bad Show on Instagram and TikTok. Also send us submissions. We would love submissions of like what's been making you down bad. You can either shoot us an email, thedownbaddies@gmail.com, or give us a call at a phone number that I do not remember, but it will be in the show notes.
Down there.
But yes, thank y'all so much. Thanks for watching. I'm realizing that my camera's out.
Well, until next time, I hope I got it.
Well, no, it cut out pretty late, but we're good. But anyways, till next time, stay curious.
Stay up.